Hi guys, Mike here, and in this video I wanted to talk a bit about the biggest mistake that I made when trying to build up my online income that I'm still trying to build up now. But you know, it wasn't anything techie, it wasn't coming up with a product, it wasn't building a funnel, doing ads, social media, any of that stuff. But before I get to what it was, if you are someone that is in the process of rebuilding their life and you want to take a different path, and maybe you're thinking that you know, you might like to try building up an online income to create some freedom and some time so that you've got, you know, more time to do things that you want to do with your life rather than being stuck in a 9-to-5, then I have got a link in the description that's going to lead to a free video series, and it's going to go through a few of the different online business models that you can use to build up an online income, and just to sort of see if it's something that fits and something that you might like to go further with. So if you're interested in that, the link is in the description. There's a 4-part video series, so that option is there for you. Okay, now as far as my biggest mistake, it was basically coming at this from a point of desperation. So when I first started trying to build up my online income, I was in a different job to what I'm at now. So I was a security guard, so there's a lot of shift work involved in that, and I was constantly sleep deprived, and my health took an absolute nosedive, both mentally and physically. And I think I've said in previous videos, health and fitness is one of my big passions, and you know, not even that was able to keep me afloat. So and on top of that, I absolutely despised the job. So when I went into trying to build online income, I went into it with real desperation. Like, everything that I tried had to work, and it had to work straight away, because that was my way out. You know, every post I put out there on social media had to be a winner. Every video I put out had to go viral. Every idea I had to be gold. Every advert I tried had to, you know, I had to hit it out of the ballpark every single time. They had to succeed, and they very rarely did. I wasn't coming at this from a point of patience and a point of curiosity. I was coming at it from a point of survival. And the pressure of that really killed my momentum before it even got started. And when you come at it from that angle, there's way too much emotion attached to every task and every result. And, you know, when I tried something and it didn't work out, and, you know, there was a lot of that, obviously, because I was still learning my way, you know, I took it personally. You know, if an ad didn't work, I'd overthink it. If I wasn't feeling confident, then I would delay taking action. And here's the thing, pressure doesn't make you move any faster. You know, it makes you freeze. You know, and for me, desperation showed up in the way of constantly overthinking things, constantly comparing myself to people that were way ahead of me, you know, at a different stage. You know, trying to be perfect rather than consistent, delaying taking action on something because I didn't want to waste an opportunity. It was just constant paralysis, I guess. You know, and I wasn't failing because I wasn't capable of doing it. I wasn't failing because I wasn't putting in enough time and you know, learning everything that I could. I failed because I was scared, because, you know, I was scared that if I failed, then I was going to be stuck, trapped in that life that I'd spent, you know, over 10 years in and desperately wanted out. Now, what changed for me was when I changed jobs. So I finally got out of shift work. I got another job. It was a day job. So my sleeping pattern started to fix itself. My health started to get back on track to where I wanted it and where I expected it to be. I didn't hate going into work. And as a result, I was able to come at the online business part of it, which I still want to do, from a different angle. I wasn't coming into it desperate that everything had to work now, because I had to get out of this lifestyle that I was stuck in, which means I was able to enjoy the process a little bit more. I was able to experiment with things, try different things, you know, be okay failing, so long as I fail forward and learning and keep going. You know, I didn't take things so personally every time something didn't work out or go my way. You know, and nothing changed with my strategy. You know, everything that I was applying to my online business to build it was stuff that I was doing beforehand. But what did change was my mindset. So the lesson here is that your job isn't the enemy. Desperation is the enemy. And when you try and escape something really quickly, that builds pressure, and it's unnecessary pressure that's going to cost you in the long term. You know, freedom isn't built in panic. It's built in consistency, it's built in effort, it's built with patience, and it's built with taking imperfect action. So if you're someone that is thinking about building an online income, it's something you want to try and do, here's what I tell you. First of all, do not rush the process. You need to be okay with the fact that it's going to take a little while, you're going to make mistakes, you're going to fail at the start, it's part of it. You have to understand that and welcome it. The sooner you fail, the sooner you learn from it, you fail forward, you pick yourself up, and then you work around that and move forward. And, you know, take imperfect action daily. So don't put things off. Just, you know, a lot of people get into the trap of analysis paralysis, I think the term is, where they just keep learning and learning and learning and learning and never put it into action. So don't do that. It's the quicker you start putting everything you're learning into action, the sooner you fail, the sooner you can learn from it and go again and improve. And come at this from a place of stability, not from a place of panic and pressure. Use your job as something that supports you, not something to run from. And, you know, let yourself be a beginner. Be happy to be a beginner. Be happy to, you know, start from the bottom and make those mistakes so that you can improve it and progress forward. You know, progress comes from, it's a time thing. It comes from staying in the game long enough so you can learn enough and then improve at it. Like, so many people quit way too early, and a lot of them quit right before they have that big breakthrough as well. They don't realize how close they actually are. Okay, guys, that is it for me today. Don't forget, if you are thinking about trying to build up an online income, then there's a link in the description. Get access to that free video series. Is going to take you through some of the business models out there that you can use to start with, some of the most beginner friendly business models, and then just what's involved in building that up to a sustainable income. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video if you are someone that's on a similar path to me. And it doesn't have to be starting an online business. This is rebuilding. It's whatever rebuilding your life means to you. For me, it's time, freedom, and health. So if you are into any of those things, if that's the path you're on, like and subscribe to this channel, and we will see you in the next video. Ciao.